Welcome to the island of Kocham, and in this video I want to talk about learning and not being a master of anything. This is going to be the first installment of a new concept series that I'm going to call Fragments of Mastery. And the idea behind this series is that when I started this YouTube channel, I kind of made myself to think that I have to be some kind of a master of filmmaking to be able to make these YouTube videos. But that made me really unmotivated because, well, I'm not a master. I'm just a couple of years into this game and there's so much to learn. Filmmaking and video making is just a big journey and I want to be learning just like you. So in this new series, I'm gonna be learning stuff and then I'm gonna be sharing it with you. So anyway, let's go to the topic of today. So today I'm going to talk about editing and shooting to mimic real experience. Shooting a vlog, B-roll, or just any kind of spontaneous shooting. The first fragment that I want to share with you is this idea that when I was filming these clips that I showed you in the intro, I noticed that the best way to get meaning into a video is by combining almost meaningless small little clips together. So by themselves, none of these clips are really meaningful or they don't tell a story by themselves. But when I combine them together, they create the story. And there's two types of clips that I want to talk about especially. Orientating clips, so these clips that are shot wider or further away, so that those clips show me what's going on and they make me understand the situation or whatever is happening. And the second type of clips that I want to talk about is close-ups or details. I'm filling the frame with almost meaningless small details that by themselves don't mean much, but when I combine them to the wider angle clips, they kind of make the understanding of the situation for me much deeper. And the reason why I think this is mimicking the real experiences, for example, when I'm here on the terrace, sitting on this terrace, I can see more than 180 degrees. My field of view is very wide, so I can see everything when I'm sitting here. And that makes me understand where am I and what's happening. But then if I want to make my understanding deeper, I'm closing in on something. For example, now I'm looking at the camera, and when I'm really examining the details of the camera, I'm actually blocking out, like the rest of this place or rest of this environment is almost like blocked out of my consciousness. I'm really only focusing on the small detail that is the camera in this situation. So the first idea here, how to mimic real life experience in your edit, is to combine these wide shots and these close-ups. And what to shoot for details? Well, when you're shooting details, you have to observe yourself observing. So for example, when I'm sitting again here on the terrace, what are the details that I'm looking at? For example, this line of the roof, my eyes are naturally drawn into that. And then my eyes are drawn into all kind of textures and shapes and places where there's a lot of contrast or interesting patterns, or just something interesting that draws my attention. And then there's this third kind of type of clip that I use, and those are transitions. So transitions are these visually interesting looking wipes or quick movements with the camera that I use to mimic the event of me changing my focus point in real life from one thing to another. For example, if I'm looking at the camera and then I hear something in the background and I change my position of my head like this, actually it's not that I'm teleporting. My head is not simply teleporting to the new position. There's something that I'm seeing in between this first focus point and the second focus point, and is this area in between. But I'm actually not seeing very, very clearly. It just whips quickly in front of my eyes. So those are the idea of transitions, how you can mimic real life experience with transitions. Then just like the detail shots, these transition clips can deepen the understanding of the situation. So combining these three types of clips, orientating clips, detailed clips and transitions, you can make a nice meaningful video even in a spontaneous situation where you don't have the time to compose perfect individual frames. And as I said, these are only fragments of things that I've learned. And for example, in this video I didn't talk about the pacing of the edit, so how long should each clip be, or I didn't talk about speed ramping, so speeding up, so slowing down clips, and I didn't dive into the idea of how different focal lengths affect the look of your video. But those are for future episodes, and to see those, subscribe to this channel, and we'll see in the next video. Bye!